Welcome to another episode of AM Whiskey. I'm Aaron, and this is Mark. And today we have Old Grandad 16 year.
Dun, 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 dun. 16 year.
Yeah.
That's like more than half my age.
That's,
This is Old Bean Day again?
That's some more Old Bean. This is one of the bottles that we were looking forward to this year. We were able to get our hands on it. And kind of thought about it because I've seen some bad reviews of this. Not necessarily bad, but not great. But it's Old Beam. I like Old Beam.
I like Old Beam.
I was pretty excited when I heard about it, so let's get it. Let's see how she goes. Wow. That's it.
Oh, man.
That's it. 3 out of 10.
It's
terrible.
Go very good.
That does not deserve a America. No America on that.
I think you're going to be fired from opening bottles going forward.
You think? You think it's me and not the...
Let's see. Let's just test.
So, yep. You guys saw
I'll open the bottle.
it? You are officially now the bottle opener.
At least I can do one thing.
Yeah, well,
This is a Claremont bottle. So last year they had, what was that lineup they had last year? The Hardin's Creek lineup.
yeah, they had Hardin's Creek, which was kind of a cool experiment on kind of terroir theme, where they took barrels all laid down all barreled on the same day, sent them to 3 different warehouses: the Frankfurt, the Claremont, and the Boston warehouse. Let them age 17 years. Then bottled them and then released them throughout the year, basically to say, hey, this is how the exact same whiskey changes based on location. Was able to get 2 out of the 3, was lucky enough to try all 3 and thought they were all fantastic. I thought the Frankfurt was the best.
Me too.
But was able to try all 3. And so...
This is a Claremont bottle.
This is from Claremont.
100 proof, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm. And one of the complaints that I've seen of people that have reviewed this, and I can understand that, is that it is 100 proof. You know, everybody goes crazy about Old Grandad 114. So a lot of people were hoping this would come out at 114 proof. And they went with the kind of bottled in bond label, but significantly, this does not say bottled in bond.
No.
It just says Old Grandad 16 year Kentucky straight bourbon. This is the High mash bill, as Old Grandad is.
It's pretty darn dark.
It is
Got a
pretty
nice amber, almost mahogany hue.
dark. Oh man, I put some fingerprints on this.
Yep, so did I.
Ooh.
But it's
Ooh.
definitely an oaky nose.
Oh man, I got
Oak and
vanilla,
honey. Vanilla.
honey. Little bit of oak. I don't think I got as much oak as you, but golly, that nose smelled delicious.
Like upper glass, I get the vanilla and honey, like smelling way up here. I get vanilla honey, and I get down in it. It's more oak driven.
I can see that. There's definitely some oak on here, but the vanilla and honey just punches me in the face. And it smells delicious.
Super easy drinking.
Ooh. See, I get a lot more of that oak on the palate.
Ton more oak on a palate. But honey and vanilla.
But the honey and the vanilla are there. I think
It's not very spicy, and I don't get any
there's definitely some spice, but not a lot.
on first sip I didn't find any nuts.
No, I do not get any of the classic Jim Beam nutty profile here. This was sweet vanillas and honeys followed by just a deep, rich oak.
Mm-hmm. It's oaky.
That-
It's real oaky.
I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, I get a little sweet hit. The oak goes, and the oak goes, and it's dying off right about there. So it's probably a good 20 20 or so second finish, give or take.
You know what? I'd be interested to compare this to Knob Creek 18.
No, I think Knob 18 slaps it. You know what I actually think this drink's really similar to? That 18-year-old right there. I think it drinks really similar to the Elijah Craig 18.
Okay.
I think it would be interested. I'd be interested to do all three side by side to see what they drink like.
Do you think Knob Creek's 18 slaps this?
I really like Knob 18. I'm not a Knob Creek person.
See,
I really like Knob
this.
18.
I really like Knob 18 too. I think they're very similar. I wouldn't say that Knob Creek would slap this.
I get more like peanut brittle type sweet nut or sweet cashew out of Knob 18. Like to me, so this does. So here I'm getting 3 notes out of this, and they're really, really good. Vanilla, honey, oak.
Yep.
And I think the Knob 18 is going to give me like a nut note and a spice characteristic.
Sure.
And that's why I
am getting spice on this. I think a lot of that spice is oak driven.
Mm-hmm.
But there is some spice. This is their high rye mash bill. But I mean, I actually really like this. The only complaint I have on this is the price.
Yeah.
That's my only. I mean, I think MSRP on this is like $230. Where Knob 18, 2 extra years, so there is that.
And it's under $200.
And it's under $200. So from that perspective, I would much rather purchase a Knob 18 because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think this is full of flavor at 100 proof.
Yeah.
Do I think it would be awesome at 114? Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I love proof. I think it just usually adds characteristics. Can it? Yeah, maybe for all I know, they tried it at 114 and said, you know what? It's just better at 100 proof. And that's why they did that. I don't know. I think it's excellent. Again. And when we do our scoring, it's not based on price. It's just based on the whiskey in the glass. I think this whiskey is excellent.
I just had a sip, and the last sip was like almost over oaked. Like a little bit almost even, I don't know, a little bit, it was real oaky.
I mean, I guess if you're, a whiskey novice, that would probably...
I'm the whiskey novice.
For those of you who don't know, he's the one that got me into whiskey in the first place. So it's his fault. You can just blame everything on him. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely oak on here. And I guess, but...
Little bit of oak.
Nah, I mean...
It's oaky.
But I don't think it's offensive. I think it's a nice, sweet oak. There is a tiny drying aspect to it, but
it's drying.
Don't think it's overly drying. I think it really helps balance out the sweetness, which I think is the predominant note here. But that's me. I really enjoy this. Maybe that's biased because I am the one who paid $230 for it, but I think it's good. Literally, I think this whiskey is good.
Interesting. We have differing opinions. I like what it does. It reminds me of an over-oaked Elijah Craig 18. Like way back in the day, some of those Elijah Craig 18s were just too oaky and really drying on a palate, maybe even tannic. And my last couple sips that I've had, it's just really drying on the palate. This is, it's a touch too oaky in my opinion. I think it does a really nice vanilla note. I think it does a really nice caramel note. They're very short-lived, vanilla and honey. They're very short-lived, and then it's mid palate and back palate is all that oak aspect.
I think the finish on this is fantastic. Now that being said, a lot of it, I'm still tasting the honey on the tip of my tongue and some of that oak spice towards the sides and back of my tongue, but it is lingering there. Obviously, You can tell from our glasses, I definitely like this a lot more than he does. I'm going 8.6. I really like it.
Is your name Chuck? Like Woodchuck?
Yeah, listen, this is not the oldest bottle I've had. 8.6.
So you're putting this in running for Whiskey of the Year.
Maybe. I think it would definitely be in contention. The problem is I'm not the only one who votes, and I don't feel like you're going to go. What'll hold this back in the Whiskey of the Year running is the proof. But I think for this proof, it is full of flavor.
I agree for the proof, it's full of flavor.
I really enjoy it.
For the proof, it does drink very flavorful. Wood, a little bit of honey, kiss of honey, kiss of vanilla, wood, some chuck wood, some woodchuck, chuck wood. I'm giving it a 6.5.
Jesus.
6.5.
Wow.
It just, like the first two sips, I really like the first two sips, I was mid-7s. Third sip, I was 7. Fourth sip, fifth sip, it's over oaked. It's really drying in my palate.
You are on crack. Wow.
You know, according to all the rest of the YouTubes, I may be onto something.
Well, I disagree.
I just think you become...
The complaints I've heard about this bottle is the cost, which I agree, and the proof point.
You're a beaver.
People want it at that 114, and they would prefer the $10 a year at $160. At $160, I think that's a buy and back up.
New mascot of AM Whiskey, the Beaver.
Oh.
Sponsored by Aaron.
Let us know in the comments if you've had this. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about.
I am very interested to hear anybody who's had that, what they think. If they think that I'm right, or if they think wrongly. Anyways, thanks for joining us in this review of Old Grandad 16 Year. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and again, let us know what you think. And as always, keep the whiskey flowing.
Cheers. Don't forget, let's go vote for AM Whiskey. Either you like it or you don't. Either you like the OGD or you don't.